fields. And we had some good changes that kind of came out of that. And so we're keeping that right now in the current build in the game. They kind of start off with. We were kind of we were nervous about like upping the damage on it because I know folks were like, this is kind of like not the best gun. It's like, well, it's the start.
What y'all did to Sony? Which one of you Xbox fanboys put the voodoo on Sony? Who is over there playing around with potions and curses? Which one of y'all out there is doing this? Over the last week, Sony has had 3 of their major live service companies have some type of news come out that wasn't in the best light. First off, we had Jade Raymond leave Fair Games. She left Haven Studios, the studio she founded with Sony. She left that. I don't know if you remember Fair Games, but it was that one game that they showed off that was supposed to be another shooter. I think it was a loot shooter. I can't remember completely, but another one of those things where what is going on? Second thing that happened, Bungie just admitted Bungie just admitted to stealing art. I don't get how you even do that, but Marathon art was stolen by a artist on their team and was put in the game, and they even had the audacity to leave in their logos. That is kind of crazy. Like if you got a tagline on something, imagine you see your art and you see your tagline right on that art too. That's how egregious the steal was. And then lastly, we had Helldivers 2. That was one where it came out of left field. I don't know if it was just, it seemed like they still have good terms, but basically they said we fully independent. We single now. We can kind of go and date whoever we want. It's not that Helldivers was meant to be on there anyway, but the whole controversy around them doing all the de novo stuff and trying to limit it to the countries that Sony's in so that everybody couldn't play it on Steam kind of put a bad taste in everyone's mouth. So maybe Helldivers and that studio is looking to get away from Sony. But this has all happened in the last week. The last week all this information has come out. It's kind of insane. So first up, I want to talk about Helldivers new studio and talk just a little bit about what happened. So Helldivers 2 studio, next game will be free from PlayStation partnership. The next game is 100% funded by ourselves, so we'll call 100% of those shots. So it's not that they said they have a negative impact. Look, like right here, no way. PlayStation's are great. There would be no Helldivers if it wasn't for them. We're open to working with them again in the future. They are incredibly game/dev oriented, solid partners, and this is me just saying it like it is, not blowing smoke. So basically, he's already admitting that the partnership was good. I honestly just think it was part of that last little portion of it where they decided that the countries and they had to do the sign in. That's probably the only thing I can think of that will make them want to jump ship or even say, "Hey, I'm single" out loud. Like, what was to be the point of this outside of trying to mitigate something happening in the future or try to do damage control in the future? So not necessarily saying that PlayStation did anything wrong here, but what I can say is that Helldivers and the studio behind it, which why can't I remember the freaking name of Helldivers studio? Arrowhead. They are not interested in having the same issues occur again. And maybe PlayStation isn't either, but to say this, it kind of just seems like, why are you saying it? Next thing that happened, Bungie had to admit they lifted some art without giving the credit. This is from, I think her name is Anti-Real. Bungie is, of course, not obligated to hire me when making a game that draws overwhelmingly from the same design language I have refined for the last decade. But clearly my work was good enough to pillage for ideas and plaster all over their game without pay or attribution. Come to find out, one of their little homies in there straight up stole her art and kept the logos in too of her stamps. I don't even know how this can even happen, to be honest. It seems like you're in a made up fairy tale land that something that happened in 2017 being published in 2025 as original artwork. And they just stole it. Literally just stole it. I really don't get that. She says she don't have the resources, but as of now, people are really behind her, or him. I don't know her gender, to be honest, or their gender. Anti-Real is currently like in a position now to actually go after them because the community is really not interested in Bungie right now. And they tried to put out a little they tried to put out a little video doc today. And you could tell from what happened, this happened like over the last 2 hours. I mean, over the last 24 hours, that nobody was happy about it. Nobody was interested in listening to you talk about Marathon after we just figured out you stole some art. So, again, another situation where bad publicity and literally just hitting the bottom line of what this marathon can be. I'm not saying that they can't rectify it and make it better and hire her, this person if they wanted to. It just seems so weird that a lot of this stuff is coming out in the same week. And then lastly, and I know a lot of people were kind of telling me that, at least Josh was, is that this lady here keeps leaving games before they finish. Jade Raymond, she was a part of Assassin's Creed original team. But they say here that she made on Watch Dogs, Assassin's Creed, and Star Wars Battlefront 2. And she was just working on Fair Games for Sony. That was the last game she was supposed to be making. But she decided to leave. And it was due to the fact that people were worried about the game. So not only did they lose the person that kind of was the visionary behind it, or probably the founder of why this game is going to be coming into fruition and exist, they also think that the game was not good. And it was really due to external feedback, as in not a part of the Sony team that said, this game probably not going to be good. It's not going to be interesting. It's not going to be something that resonates with people. So she decided to bounce. And I'm like, does she do this all the time? Turns to find out, yeah, she does it a lot. She hasn't made a game since 2017. And most of the games that she gets jumped onto, they kind of just leave. I'm kind of worried about the overall sentiment when it comes to PlayStation and their live service. I think they did shoot themselves in the foot a lot with the live service stuff, but you cannot tell me that there is not an avenue for them to do well in here. They could have definitely done well with The Last of Us, the multiplayer edition, and kind of having some additional stuff there. With actually, full on, already baked in player bases, I think that would have worked. But for them to kind of lose Fair Games, to lose Concord, to kind of have Helldivers talking like, yeah, we single now, we ain't part of that clan, even though, we still like y'all, we still good. And then Bungie out there stealing art. It's kind of like, man, who put the hex on them? Who is out there with the curses and all this extra stuff that's causing all these issues for Sony? Or is it just them making bad decisions? I don't know. But it seems pretty crazy to think about that overall. All this stuff is happening in the same week. It's kind of interesting. That's all I had though. I don't really know. I think that I'm still interested in Marathon, even though they still are. I'm not interested in Fair Games, never was. Never got the concept of the game, but they never showed anything either. So they still got an empty slate a little bit. Helldivers 2, I'm obviously interested in the next thing from them, but they don't look, they interested in kind of keeping it to Sony's end. So yeah, this stuff is in shambles. Let me know what you guys think. What you guys think of all the changes, all the updates here, and whether or not you can put something together that kind of makes this make sense, because I don't know. Seems a little interesting though. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you on the next one.